Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a video that I don't normally do, and that's a pickups video. Let's see, the last time I did one was maybe 6 months ago, maybe almost a year. So yeah, it's been a little while. So I picked up a few things I'm going to focus on maybe the last few months. So let's get started. Alright, some more modern things. On the PS4 I picked up Mega Man 11. Now what do I think about Mega Man 11? I like it. I dare say I love this game. It's really good. I finished it. Didn't get all the trophies or anything like that, but I'm not really a trophy hunter per se. But I was really impressed with the graphics especially. I mean, this is a modern take of classic Mega Man, and it's done well and it's done superb. So I hope we get a Mega Man 12. This game was fantastic. So yeah, Mega Man 11. So only one Game Boy game, sadly, I know, right? And that's a game that I covered in a review of in-your-face basketball. Now this is for the Game Boy, obviously, and it's actually one of the best basketball games on the handheld. Now, you know, be saying much, but when you want to pick up and play arcade-style basketball game, in-your-face basketball, which is actually a port of Hoops, is a really, really good avenue to go down, because normally this is going to be a dirt cheap game. It's a sports game, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It has a lot of varied options. No NBA teams or likenesses or anything like that, but it's really good. Vastly overlooked, so definitely check it out. It's going to be, you know, it costs you maybe $1 or $2, maybe even $3, but it's a good time. It's a really good time. All right, going back a little bit into the more modern stuff, I actually found at my retro gaming mom and pop shop, basically, a NES Mini, and here it is right here. I actually got the controller with the extension cable cords for your little rinky-dink sized NES cords. But yeah, it runs great, and I've already modded it. So I put in a ton of games, and dare say I'm a game player. You know, I want to play a lot of these games that I can't really afford. So I've loaded this thing up with ROMs and things like that. The games I've owned and games I don't own, but I don't really care because I purchased this. And it's basically, I'm going to do whatever I want with it because it's mine now, so I can do with it as I please. So I've loaded it up with so many games, thanks to T-Belly. Shout out to T-Belly for a video he's done, how to hack your minis, your SNES and NES minis. So that really actually helped me out a ton. So T-Belly, shout outs to you, man. Doing awesome work as always. But yeah, I paid didn't pay too much, but definitely I want to say over $50. But I've been getting a ton of good use out of this, as well as the SNES Mini I have, which is loaded with ROMs, and I'm having a blast. So this might be the beginning of the end for me as a just strictly collecting. Well, I collect and play, but I just would rather just play. So one guy that may actually really enjoy this is NES Addict. He did a video on these different Nintendo statues from back in the day, and actually found one at a kind of like a swap meet, I guess. Swap meet. Yeah, it was kind of like a swap meet, but this is a vintage Super Mario Brothers statue of him kicking a Hammer Brother in the face, which is awesome because I don't like the Hammer Brothers. Well, I like them, but I don't like them. You love to hate them, I guess. But yeah, look at that guy. Isn't that nice? That looks pretty cool, I think. So NES Addict, you might like this. I paid like, I think 15 or 20 bucks for it, and it's awesome. I have this actually displayed on top of my NES whenever I'm playing, so it's really cool. It looks really nice. Alrighty, on to some NES games, and yes, okay, this is like the last bunch I bought before I got the NES Classic Mini. So I got Dead East Side Pocket, which is actually in the manual. It's actually a really good pool game, but very hard, very, very tough. I remember playing either Lunar Pool or Side Pocket when I was a kid. My uncle had it and he lent it to us, and I can't remember which one it was. It might have been Lunar Pool, but Side Pocket is actually really good, but it's tough, man. It's really tough. Moving right along is a game that not long ago that I finished, and that's Section Z, or Section Z for you Americans. Section Z is a great early Capcom game where you can, it's like a side, I'm going to say something like the Happy Console Gamer. It's a side view action game where you can shoot both left behind you and in front of you, and you can upgrade and get different weapons, and you can actually choose your path. There's usually like tubes where you can go up or down or left or right, and you can kind of you have to make your way through this kind of interstellar spaceship maze, and it's actually really cool, a lot of fun. It's tricky, but it is really cool, and that's section Z. Moving right along is the Magic of Scheherazade. And this was a game that I was going to review, but it's kind of fallen on the back burner. But why I picked this up, and Retromat has a copy, and that was the copy I was using, but I went to my local pawn shop, and they had a copy, complete copy, without the box, but it has the manual, and it actually has the map. And it's funny, because I actually have two maps of this. Retromat had one, but didn't have the manual, but now I have one with the map and the manual. So Matt keeps his, and I get this one. So here's the map here. Yeah, it looks really cool, and it's an awesome game. If you like Zelda, this is a great game to add to your library. And if you enjoy Zelda type games or Zelda clones, Magic of Scheherazade is one of the best ones on the NES, so you can't go wrong with this game. Definitely check it out. Okay, the last NES game that I picked up is the Wolverine. Now you're gonna say, oh, that's by LJN, and it's not good, but I actually like this game. I think it is one of the best LGN games, and that may not be saying much, but this is actually a really decent game. You can speedrun this game in under like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. It has warps, and it's just, you know, it's kind of clunky with the claws. When you pop the claws and you like, you know, you try to kill bad guys with them, you actually deplete some of your health, which is kind of stupid. But otherwise, it's a fantastic game. Great music. I think it looks good too, and it's a lot of fun to play. So yeah, Wolverine, check it out if you haven't. Alright, last and certainly not least, the piece de resistance. You know, you guys know that I'm a huge Game Boy, original Game Boy fan, and a lot of my channel is devoted to the original Game Boy because I kind of want to highlight some games that people may not know about, because it's a vast library. It's a deep library of games, and the Game Boy is more than just Super Mario Land and certainly Pokemon. There's a hell of a lot more than those two franchises. So what I want to show you is this, and when I found it, I paid 20 bucks for it. The seller, at the local pawn shop that I go to, was selling it for 30. I asked him for 20, and he gave it to me. And that's this, if I'm saying it right, ASCIIware Portable Carry All Deluxe Game Boy case. Look at this thing. This thing is awesome. Now this is the deluxe version. There is actually a smaller version than this. But man, is this awesome. It fits around, I want to say, 15 to 20 games. You can fit your original OG Game Boy, all the cords, all the cables, even some manuals. So I picked this up, and it's filled, it's heavy. And I put most of my go-to games in there, and I'm thinking about slipping my Game Boy Advance in there, and my SP. So yeah, it's really cool. I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta have it. I can't leave the store without this thing. So if you guys kind of stumble into some of these shops and you see some of these carrying cases, they're pretty neat collector pieces to have. And I actually do carry it around with me from time to time when I go to places. I pack it with me, and you know, because I'm a huge original Game Boy game fan, I get a lot of use out of it, out of my original, not my original Game Boy, my Game Boy Advance SP. But anyways, I think this is a really cool thing to have. I really like it, and I just couldn't turn it down when I saw it. So yeah. Okay guys, that wraps things up for this video. Tell me down in the comment section below, what was the score of this entire haul? What did you think is the highlight, the piece de resistance? I think it's the Game Boy carrying case. Maybe you think it was Mega Man 11 or the NES Mini. I don't know. But let me know down in the comment section below what you thought of this video. I'm Will. This is the Max Impact 24 channel. As always, for those about to retro, we salute you. Take care.